Hello, art students. I miss you all. I can't wait to get back into the studio, and I think with all this craziness, this too will pass and we'll go on to our normal lives. I thought I would send some videos and we'll be doing some art projects. But first, I'm here at my home. I know sometimes in the past some students have asked me and thought that I lived at the studio. No, I don't. I live in Oceanside and I love this house. I get to hear the birds and the wind blowing through the trees, and I thought it would be great to share some of the artwork I have here in my home. Some of it's from my teachers, some that I've painted, and some that I've collected. So, welcome to my home. This is my favorite room in the whole entire house. I hang out here a lot in the living room. Here's a painting I did of our cat. My sister actually got this little kitty from a campground. So I painted that for my dad. He was allergic. He was opposed to having a cat, but somehow this guy 007 made his way into our homes. This is the view from my backyard. I'm over in Oceanside by Guajome Lake. And back in the distance, you can't see it really, is where the San Luis Rey River runs. And right now I think they are growing Brussels sprouts in the field. Usually it's tomatoes. And off in the distance is another picture from my backyard. Very close to me is Mission Vista High School. This is just another view from the backyard, and I think that I am going to be doing a demo painting of this view. In the morning, the sunlight is really warm. It's beautiful, and you get to hear the birds and hear the wind blowing through the trees. I love it. The first paintings I want to show you are done by my teachers. This is done by William Martin. I took art classes from him in Los Angeles. He was really well known for his still lifes. The woodwork he does is beautiful. The metal picture. He was really good at roses too, and my mom has some of those paintings. This painting right now is actually sitting on the floor because I have no room for it. My house is not that big. One of my favorite paintings of his that he did was of this wisteria on a satin or silk cloth. First of all, I love purple. And just the way he painted it, your eye puts the cloth together. But I'm going to show you an up-close picture, and really they're just very bold brush strokes. It's amazing. He really does a nice job with the values and the highlights. Okay, this is a painting done by one of my other teachers of me when I was in my 20s. To help pay for classes, I would clean the studio or be a portrait model, and it actually is a little more difficult than you think to sit for 20 minutes in the same position. Here is a painting done by my mom. I love the simplicity and the geometric forms. It's just very striking. Her and I took art classes together and taught together in LA, and she still comes and takes my class. She's 87. Here is a painting I purchased for $10 at a thrift store, and I love it. It looks like it's oil on linen. I tried to look up about the artist. Looks like it's in Asia somewhere. Really love this painting. Okay, the next two paintings I'm going to show you are paintings that I purchased in Hawaii, and my mom and dad had a timeshare in Hawaii on the Big Island in Kailua Kona. And I walked into this gallery in the town of Kailua Kona. There were many paintings, some of them very pricey, and out of all the paintings, I think this one was one of the least expensive. Wasn't planning on purchasing a painting. My son called me on the phone, and I was on the phone in the gallery walking around. I saw this painting and I went, oh my gosh, I love that style. This is the most beautiful painting here. I wanted to take a picture of it so bad, but you're really not supposed to do that. And this man was walking around, and he stood next to me, and he was looking at the same painting I was, and I think he took out his phone to take a picture and, you know, kind of whispered to him, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I love this painting. And he said, I'm sure it'll be all right. So I snapped the photo and was talking with him. He was standing right next to me, and I looked over at him, looked at his clothes. He had paint on his clothes, and I looked at him, I said, "Are you the artist?" And he was. So it just made it all the sweeter. I purchased the painting right then and there. And then, before I left, I saw another one of his paintings in a Starbucks, and I purchased that one also. So that is not like me, but I love them. His name is F. Scott Cahill, and if you're on the Big Island, you can see him doing plein air painting, which is painting outdoors. You can see him on the road, picks up his palette and easel and paints away. Here is the first one I bought. That on the left with the blue awnings is, I think, Bubba Gump's, and I just love his brush stroke. I actually went and tried to find the exact location where he painted it and found it and snapped a picture, but just very loose, thick brush strokes. And here's the second painting I purchased in the Starbucks. I got it for my husband. He loves sailing, but I get to enjoy it too. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, now onto my paintings. That isn't one of my paintings. That is an Alma Tadema that I also purchased at a thrift store, and they decoupaged it onto a piece of wood. It's all wrinkled, but I like Alma Tadema. So some of you have seen the paintings I'm going to show you because I bring them in and out of the studio. But here's one of them that I did. It looks like '07. I'm in my kitchen, and this is an oil on canvas. It was actually from a photograph from a book of France, and it has no frame. When I was in school, we studied other artists and tried to duplicate some of their paintings to learn their technique and style. So this is a chalk pastel, a duplication of an Edgar Degas, and he was an impressionist, did a lot of chalk pastels of women, ballerinas, horses, and I've always loved this painting because of the colors. This is also another painting I did, looks like 1989, studying a Russian artist, and it's an oil painting. Can you tell I love purple? And this is one of my favorite paintings that I did after an artist called Ivan Kramskoy, a Russian artist. He painted a Russian peasant that he met at a station, and just his calmness and wisdom really spoke to me. And it's an oil painting, and it's done in a style known as glazing, where you do an underpainting in just like brown and white or blue and white tones, and then you do a whole bunch of layers of glazes, which is thin down oil paints that don't change the tone of the painting. They might make it a little darker, but it makes it very luminescent. And this is an up close, trying to show you the beard and the hair and the face that has the glazing. So thank you for letting me show you some paintings in my home. I'm hoping that you guys are finding things around your home that you can draw. There's beauty in all kinds of either plants or buildings. So I'm not a techie person, but I'm going to try and put some demonstration videos together with the help of younger people. And I'm really, really excited about that. I have a lot of different ideas for that. And I also wanted to share with you that, you know, with all this craziness and we're staying at home and trying to figure out and make sense of it all, is that out of, you know, something bad or you know, that happens in life, I think always something good comes out of it. And I had an idea for the way that you kids, if you wanted to give back or help out, is there's a lot of people who would probably purchase one of your prints or paintings, say $25, and can pay it forward to maybe a local business or, you know, family member or someone in need. And I'm sure you have friends and families that love your artwork. I know I've seen a lot of great stuff come through the studio, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about some of the projects. I'm gonna work on them tomorrow with Grace and 2 other students. And we all are gonna keep our distance, be sanitized, be careful, no one's sick, and I look forward to that. I hope you'll join me. All right. We'll see you soon.